So this piece seems to just come out of here. It's got, you know, clip-ins up here and over here. So the only screw is right about here holding that in. It seems to be just cutouts around there. There might be one more screw back deep in here. I have to find out, or maybe another pop-out. So that was the piece one, which gets ready to take out the other piece, which is hiding the heater core. Clip right here, and this piece right here, as you can see, this is just a snap in here. There is one screw right here that I have to take out, and then we'll see how that one comes out. Looks like it's just also snapped in around there, and then right behind there is where the heater core is at. Well, I ran into a bit of a snag because this, although it does separate down here, doesn't seem like this piece just wants to come out without taking out this center console around the shifter. So that's not going to be a lot of fun, but that's the next step, I guess, in order to get to this panel, which is the real panel which hides the heater core. Step one is to get these gauges, or these things to come out of here. And if you kind of carefully get your finger underneath the main thing, you can push up on that and it'll come up. Alright. Okay, there's not any real screws. This thing's popping up, but I haven't got it out yet. It looks like there might be a screw underneath here. I'm not sure. You might need a real short screwdriver. Gotta get this plate off of here and disconnect the wires on that cigarette lighter and on this little seat heater before we can get to whatever bolt or object's holding this thing in. So that's the next step. So in order to get this thing out, I had to push down on this thing, and there's a little lip on it which allows the radio to come out. Then you can disconnect the radio wires back here, and then this thing will just pop right up. So don't put a lot of pressure prying this thing up, because it's this lip right here you have to push down on to get it from underneath the radio. You do need the code for these radios, I guess, when you disconnect them. I do have mine, but anyway, there's a security code on that. So that was the next step. Now I'll look behind here to see
you do realize you're not supposed to be on your feet.
if there are some screws or something to get that thing out. And as fate would have it, there is yet another screw down below when you get these two screws out of here. And then it should come out. Yep. These two wires came out off the heater.
Oh.
And this one, this clip, just pushed down. I guess you should mark them so you get the right one. And you just have your cigarette units there. Inside here you got what appears to be a bolt, a screw that may go into this, to this unit there. No signs of the heater core yet. I don't know, I have to look up underneath here, see if there's any screws to come out to get this piece out. So that's the next phase. We have to work on getting this off so I can get this over top of here. I assume this just comes off here. I have yet to do that. These are relatively easy. They just have squeezes on the side, as you can see. This one's on the front. Then in the middle on these, same type of thing. You just gotta find the right point to squeeze, or one of those things that they pull back in order to get the release. The middle one turns about to be this thing, slides in and out here. As you can see, this presses out and then it comes out. So the bottom one will be the same. The slide is in this direction. This little middle piece slides, and that releases it. Weird, different. Well, this job has turned into a pain, because now to get this piece off down here, you look down in here, you see, aha, and there's a screw right here and one in the middle. In order to get to those, we got to take out the center console, which means it looks like in the ashtray, and perhaps some other bolts in the back. Got to take this piece off here. What a pain, huh? Thank you, BMW, for making this such a pain in the ass. This thing in the back I thought had a screw in that hole, but it doesn't. So I think with those two screws out it should come out, but probably has to pull backwards a bit in order to slip out. We'll see. So far, when I put pressure on it, it doesn't seem to really want to disconnect here. So that's my next challenge. Aha, there is two screws underneath that when you finally get it out. This piece, which is weird, went into this like so, and this little thing was in it to pull it out. To pull this thing out, you bend this up, and then finally this piece comes out to reveal our last two main screws. Haha. Now after putting a lot of pressure on this thing, trying to push it backwards, looks like that center screw has to come out there to release it. So, good thing I didn't break that, huh? Of course, there's no room to work, so you gotta push this up from the bottom in order to get down in there. Now you can see that screw. And you can see now this is free, and it just came right out. And sure enough, there's those two screws for the side. Hopefully that's maybe all as far as you need to go to get this one out, because this thing's still stuck like a son of a gun underneath here. So maybe if I can just get this screw out, maybe it'll come out, and that's as far as I need to go. Now the bad news is this piece is all one molded piece right here. You can see it has a bolt here, and I did find when you pull this thing back, you can see there is a bolt, a screw right there. So if I can remove that, maybe it will hang down enough for me to see the heater core. But if I really want to get this thing out, I might have to take the glove box out. Definitely got to take that screw out. So, and it looks like when you drop this piece down, maybe this thing will come down from behind this thing without breaking it. You can see it wants to pull, but it's definitely tied in through that screw. Sure enough, when I got that screw out of there, this dropped down. It wants to almost break the, it's just a foam thing right here. I might let it break. Just taking one of those out, but there's where we're heading. for the heater coil, but you still can't see all that well. I'm not sure if that means this piece got to come out or what.